Hey guys, my name is Andrew and today I wanted to make a video for one of the issues that I actually get asked a lot about, and it's how to keep your computer clean and how to keep yourself safe online. I have two pieces of software that I'm going to present today, along with an add-on for Firefox, which is also available for other platforms, along with a few Windows tricks to keep you going fast. A little bit of background on Windows maintenance. It's a lot like car maintenance. If you do oil changes on your car, transmission fluids, brakes, all that fun stuff, you got to do similar stuff for your computer. Got to keep it clean, got to keep it maintained. There's no ifs or buts about it. So I want to show you two free pieces of software that will help you out in doing so, that are very easy to use, and I'll be talking about the features that I like about the software. Let's go ahead and start out with CCleaner. It's definitely one of the best pieces of software that I've used for many years. Back in the older days, you had to do all of this manually. Not so much anymore. So let's go ahead and walk you through the features that I like the most about it, and let's go ahead and start with some tools. This allows you to uninstall stuff without a single care in the world. In fact, it works better than uninstalling programs through Windows. So you can uninstall a program, right click, run uninstaller, and just uninstall it and it's gone. Another thing to do is if you have programs that you don't want starting up, you can enable them, disable them, all of that fun stuff right through here. So for example, if you have Skype and it annoys you that it starts at startup, you can stop it through here. And lastly, you can restore your system through there through a previous point in time that you liked more. Drive wiper, I'm not going to talk much about that, as that I have not used too much and I haven't cared much for. Let's go ahead and go on to registry. This is one of the things that you will never clean by yourself, no matter how good you are at IT. So one of the most important things to know is that when you install software and uninstall software, stuff doesn't fully get cleaned out. This basically allows you to go the extra mile and actually clean out what wasn't cleaned out by the programmers that created the software that you just uninstalled. So essentially, leave everything checkmarked just like I do. Scan for issues. I just did this a little bit earlier, so we won't find anything. In your case, especially if you've never ran it, it's going to come up with a giant list. Just go ahead and fix selected issues. You don't want to make a backup, as it doesn't matter, and yes, you do want to clean those out. Bear in mind, you might need to run it once or twice to get everything out of your system. So bear that in mind. Run once or twice just to make sure you cleaned out everything. Let's go ahead and go to Cleaner. Depending on what software you got installed, you may want to clear some check marks, keep some check marks. The only other two that I check marked versus the default is the DNS cache over here and the Windows error reporting, as it's not something that I'm much concerned with. Again, I ran this a little bit earlier. Now it's probably not going to find anything, but when I ran it a little bit earlier, between what was in my recycle bin and random files on my system, it basically cleared out about 4 gigs worth of files on my computer. So that's 4 gigs that I can now use to whatever I want. So you hit analyze, it's basically going to scan it. Like I said, it won't really find anything. It found 33 kilobytes. That's nothing. So you then run cleaner, clears that up for you, tells you right here at the top that all of that fun stuff's been removed. It can also scan various applications if you wanted to and clear part of those out as well that's not needed. Bear in mind, this will not break your programs. This will just clear nonsense about them that's not needed. Stuff from an older version, when you updated, all of that stuff. Let's move on to my favorite antivirus. Bear in mind, I've used everything from Kaspersky, Norton Antivirus, McAfee, Nod32. What else have I used? AVG Free, all of that fun stuff, and this has been the best because it's very unintrusive. It's basically, it never pesters me, it never tells me what I have to do, so I can program it to be how I want it, and it'll work how I want it, in your case how you would want it. So let's go ahead and open that up. We got the summary tab, tells us a little bit about how we have it set up, so I'll briefly just run you through on how Avast works and how to set it up. Under scan computer, I always do a full system scan. This doesn't take long and it doesn't affect your system. In my case, it has multiple hard drives to scan, and it usually takes about 45 minutes tops, and during that time I can still play games, watch movies, do what I need to do to use my computer. Easily, one of the best features this antivirus has to offer that I haven't seen many others offer it is going to be these shields. Most of them are going to be very self-explanatory, however some are not. So I want to go over with you my 3 favorite shields that I like, why they're awesome and why you should like them too. You got your network shield, and what's important about this one is, say for example you got a roommate that constantly downloads lots of stuff, goes to inappropriate websites, gets viruses and all that fun stuff. Oftentimes that can spread on your network and then get in your computer if you're not safe. This prevents their viruses from getting on your computer from their computer over the network. Our script shields are awesome for one simple reason. I actually want to give you some information on it. Essentially every little ad that loads up on every web page, be it an ad on a YouTube video, to an ad on azcentral.com, to an ad on yahoo.com, all of those are loaded by a script. More often than not, that script can also contain a virus. So having this will stop that virus from actually ever hitting your computer. It'll just block it when you load up the web page. And again, none of this is intrusive to you. You don't know that it's even done, and it doesn't even affect you, and that's what's awesome about it. And then the last shield that I like is essentially my file system shield. If I open a program on my computer that's possibly a virus, it'll let me know and possibly stop me or ask me, am I sure I want to continue? So because of these shields, you can keep yourself a lot safer, and instead of having to clean up a virus, you are doing preventive cleaning, which is not opening something or not getting something. So you're not just cleaning a virus, you're preventing yourself from getting one. Additional protection, that's a sandbox. If they feel you have a virus on your computer, they'll scan it into their own system and then determine if it's a virus or not. And then if it is a virus, they'll clean it. If it's not a virus, they won't clean it. They won't do anything with it. And lastly, you got your maintenance. Again, the software is free. There's no cost to it. You got your updates over here when it updates all of your virus definitions. So new viruses come out, this will tell you about it. And it'll actually just update it for you. I have mine done on auto, and it's never affected my system, and I've used it for a little over a year. Virus chest is where everything is stored that is a virus on your computer, pending your judgment. Do you want to keep it? Do you want to clean it? Support has to do with finding certain things that you think are useful, user manual, remote assistance from Avast, a community forum that you can ask for help, and all of that fun stuff. And then, of course, you've always got your market where they want to upsell you on their other software that you have on here, including protecting your Mac. This video is for Windows. On top of all that, we got settings, and there are some settings that I do prefer. At any time, feel free to pause the video, install Avast, and then configure it just like I have. I've configured it so that it basically runs when I'm not at home, as I don't really want it running when I am at home, even though it doesn't affect me. So we have our basics, where basically it's pretty self-explanatory. Do you want animations? Do you not? It asks you when you want to do updates. Do you want to know when they're there? Do you just want to do them automatically? For the most part, I have them set to automatically, as they don't bother me that much. Pop-ups is going to be one of the things you want to turn off. It tells you statistics about Avast and about the IT world, so many people infected, so on and so forth. I turned it off as I have no need for those. Everything else is perfect as far as how it's set up. Virus chest just has to do with the amount of storage space on your computer that it can have to store viruses pending your judgment. And then on top of that, for you gamers that are afraid that antiviruses are going to kick in right as you do something important, gee, I don't know, playing League of Legends, playing Quake, playing Counter-Strike, whatever it is that you do, this won't bother you. It knows when you're playing, it knows when you're watching a video, it knows when you're doing apparently a PowerPoint presentation, and it won't bother you. That's the awesome part about it. It's very unintrusive. My problem with Norton, my problem with many antiviruses, is that I had to schedule them when I knew I wasn't home. And that's not something that anyone should have to do. You shouldn't have to plan your computer around your life. Your computer should revolve around yours. It's there for your use, and you're not there to be used by it. So the fact that it's unintrusive and the fact that it doesn't bother you is a key selling point for me. But that concludes Avast. Just remember, this is how you scan it. You can start it, and it basically just starts with everything here. In fact, I'm actually going to let it run as the rest of the video continues. Let's go ahead and put this up in a corner, and let's move on to the next thing. One of the things I wanted to focus on is going to be one simple Windows command which clears up junk that gathers on your computer for a while. Your computer can be blazing fast, but if the web pages it accesses are slow, this will stop you. On Windows computers, on your keyboard you have a Windows key at the bottom left and an R key. Hold both of those down at the same time and you get this lovely run window. If you type in CMD, like so, and press enter, that's going to open up this lovely black box. What we want to type is ipconfig/flush DNS. Again, at any point feel free to pause this video and run this command and see what happens. You'll get a successfully flushed to DNS resolver cache, and then you're ready to move on. It's very simple, painless, and it doesn't hurt anything. And again, this will speed up how fast pages load on your computer regardless of the web browser that you use. I wanted to present an add-on that I have used for a while that actually helped a lot with my web browsing, preventing viruses from happening and all that fun stuff, and that's going to be AdBlock Plus. It blocks ads in YouTube videos, it blocks ads on web pages where you click on something and you get a pop-up. It'll stop all of those things, and the best part is I believe right now it's offered for every web browser out there. Firefox, I'm not sure about Safari. I know it's offered for Google Chrome, and it may be possible that it's even offered for Opera if you use that. Internet Explorer, I'm not even going to talk about. So AdBlock Plus, there's plenty of options to it. You can add certain websites to it if you want to. Again, it's free. Just Google it. It'll tell you how to download it, and there's all of that fun stuff. Moving on to the last thing I wanted to cover in this video, and that's knowing how to run a speed test. This will essentially tell you where your speed is at versus what your internet service provider says you should be at. In my case, I should be very close to 25 to 30. So let's see if my service provider provides what they say I should get. And again, if you're having slow speeds on your internet, this can be an indicative that you may need to talk to your service provider. Pages not loading fast enough, YouTube videos buffering, files not downloading fast enough, games lagging for those of you that game. This is a way to test it. So let's go ahead and do a test again. This is close to, I believe, a Scottsdale server as I live in Phoenix. I'm getting 37 milliseconds, which is awesome, and then my speeds are right around 17. My service provider said I should get, again, 25 to 30, so I'm not getting that, so maybe I need to call them. And then lastly, I got 2.3, so I have no idea what's up with that. Upload speed, not something that you should be concerned with, but everything that I've showed you should increase your speeds and get you closer to what your service provider says you should get. It should make your computer boot up a lot faster, should make your system smoother, free up space that was previously used by nonsense, again available for you to use now, and essentially should bring your computer closer how it was when you first pulled it out of the box, minus the annoying software. If you have any questions, feel free to leave any comments. Until next time, my name is Andrew, and you have a great day.